And NCIS Origins return news, CBS Monday, January 27th.
Cold for tonight and northwest flow lead to some lake effect for tomorrow, and expect some accumulations, light accumulations even here in Marquette. We'll have details at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we'll have the latest after Congress officially certifies the 2024 presidential election. Plus, major news out of Canada to start the year with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announcing his resignation. We'll hear about the global impact. And at Bay College, administrators are looking to give their students the best resources they can to have a successful semester. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Checking out Marquette for tomorrow, Tuesday. Looking at mostly cloudy skies, some bands of lake effect snow showers. They have it here just for the afternoon, but I can see it happening in the morning as well. Brisk northwesterly winds, temperatures not getting out of the teens. Chill factors 0 to 5 above. And the rest of the UP here, the lake effect could go from Marquette right on through probably north of Newberry and to some extent along the western shores of Lake Superior with temperatures near 20 degrees. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thank you. The U.S. Congress certified Donald Trump's presidential election win today. The peaceful proceeding stood in stark contrast to the chaos and violence just 4 years ago. Natalie Brand reports.
As the electoral ballot boxes made their way to the House floor,
democracy must be upheld by the people.
Vice President Kamala Harris followed close behind.
Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes.
She presided as Congress certified the victory of her opponent in the 2024 presidential election.
One of the most important pillars of our democracy is that there will be a peaceful transfer of power.
With no objections from the chamber, the traditional proceeding stood in complete contrast to the scene 4 years ago, when rioters stormed the Capitol, ransacking offices and leaving more than 140 officers injured. Democratic leaders say January 6, 2021 cannot be forgotten.
Right in this area is where the people who sought to intimidate and even use violence to overturn our government breached the Capitol walls.
Nearly 1,600 people have been charged with roles in the attack. Almost 1,000 have pleaded guilty. President-elect Donald Trump has promised pardons as early as Inauguration Day.
They should immediately be released, the J6 hostages.
Critics say that would set a dangerous precedent and undermine the rule of law.
I think it would send a terrible message to, as one of your first acts as president, to pardon people who attacked police officers here, who tried to interfere with a peaceful transfer of power.
Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson ignored questions about pardons, but talked about moving forward on the president-elect's priorities.
We will be passing border legislation here one way or the other.
A new CBS News polling shows 4 years later, the January 6th Capitol attack continues to be met with disapproval from a large and bipartisan majority of Americans, though Republicans' disapproval has softened.
In other major news tonight concerning America's neighbor to the north, Justin Trudeau announced today that he's stepping down as leader of Canada's governing party after serving nearly a decade as prime minister. Elizabeth Palmer now tells us what led to Trudeau's downfall.
With his popularity plunging, no one was surprised by the announcement.
I intend to resign as party leader, as prime minister.
In 2015, aged only 43, Justin Trudeau swept to power, the second youngest prime minister in Canadian history, with a telegenic family and a liberal mission.
We stand for a woman's right to choose. We stand for the right to be who you are and love whom you love.
At first, he was a breath of fresh air. With his easy charm, he headed a liberal government through good times and bad, including the pandemic. He was invited to the White House by successive presidents, on a mission to keep relations with Canada's largest trading partner sweet. But in the last couple of years, things soured for him. He's separated from his wife and faced public anger about inflation and a housing crisis. Then President-elect Trump, who in his first term had welcomed Trudeau, threatened tariffs that would cripple the Canadian economy